baby one, this one.
Yeah.
You see the gearboxes I manhandle by myself.
Yeah.
Maybe you need this one label.
That's how you check them.
Yeah, sounds okay.
It's a very well-known company, Trend it's called.
Okay.
It looked very, very professional in terms of on eBay, so I assume it's fine. Right, so gearbox change, guys, making funny noises. So first step, you have to remove the battery. Right, guys, so battery is removed from the car. As you can see, this is hooked in there, so you just have to take those hooks out, and then you. Next step, guys, you have to pop out the air filter. There are some clamps here. A little bit of lubrication. D40 will do just fine. So the whole unit needs to come up. There's another screw, so make sure you clip that out and then take that screw as well. The cover is already off. Always make sure you change your filter and every 10,000 miles at least. Look how filthy and dirty it is. It's connected here as well.
Another screw.
And there's another screw just there where the pipe is, that's rubber. So air filter off, and other bits and bobs will be taken off in a minute. Next step, battery tray needs to be removed. Use plenty of W240, could be very rusty, it possibly will be. Sensor needs to be removed, sensor plug, all the wires, all the linkages. I will take you through everything, so cable was just removed right from there. Absolutely perfect.
Cables, linkages, never will come off. Right, that's the breather for the gearbox.
Yeah, gearbox breather tube or pipe, rubber pipe.
Split from there.
So you guys has a little secure what's the name of this?
Split pin.
Split pin. Remove that nicely. Right, so that little thing came off. It had this washer and a little plastic washer. Oops, that went down. Just a clip for the hose which fall down, but we found it straight away.
Can be a bastard. The securing clip for the linkage cables.
That's the clutch cable?
No, the gear linkage cable.
Gear linkage cable, alright. That should come up, yeah? Yeah. Right, it's a bit obviously old, messy. It's not the youngest car in the world, so it takes a bit of patience and knowledge, of course. It's a bit of a difficult thing to take this off, but you know, you have to find the right tool and the right angle, and then it should come off. It's just a plate holding like a secure plate. That's how it looks like, holding that linkage cable. And there's another one on the top. Again, have patience, find the right tool, the right angle, the right purchase, and then just pull it through.
Yep.
It's coming nice and slowly, but you need to be quite patient with this. This is obviously the original from the manufacturer that was never removed, so a lot of dust and dirt and corrosion. So bit by bit it's happening, but it's not that you see it's moving already, but it takes patience. Here we go. Well done. There's also a little split ring on that bit. When you right there, you can see that needs to be removed, and then the whole thing just slides off. Right, so that split pin fought us, but it just came out in bits, so needs to be replaced. But of course, so after many years, that never was touched, still all original. So things like that meant to happen. Right, so that's a smaller one that came off reasonably easy. This is step-by-step tutorial. If you really follow this one-to-one, you will be able to change the gearbox yourself. Guys, be careful here, because if you undo that, you're gonna lose the clutch fluid, which you don't necessarily want to lose or waste. So just be very, very careful. So the clutch fluid and the brake fluid is one of the same thing, so both can use in both things. Right. Next job is to remove the clutch slave cylinder right here. So that comes out of the way. Just push that on the side, but be gentle, not to break the obviously the pipes. Those could be a little bit corroded as well sometimes, so be careful there. So just use common sense and a lot of feeling.
Special tool for everything.
That's it. Just put on the side or on the top of the engine or wherever it suits you.
By the way.
Yeah, getting closer to the gearbox itself.
The speedo drive at the back as well.
Yeah. Here we go. A couple of connectors there. Yeah, don't pull anything, don't force anything. Everything has to go in its own way. Start it before. There is a little clip which you need to push first.
Pull the wire out of the way. As well.
A little clip right here, as you can see, needs to be pushed through. It's like these little plastic holders. You have to squeeze them first and then push them down, and then use that gap screwdriver or not the driver. It's like you've seen on the video to pull it out. Just forward downward. Hang on. So, use a trim remover just to push it out. Looks a bit like a slotted a split screwdriver in a very weird explanation. All the cables out of the way.
So they don't get caught. Yeah. Go there. So now all we have two bolts on the top here to do.
Yeah.
And the rest we can do from the bottom.
Yeah. So those two bolts will be removed from the top, then the car will be lifted up and comes out from the bottom. No.
Ah, it's at the back. One bolt is at the back. It's going from the back this way.
Yeah. So that bolt here is from the back, so can't be removed from here. Needs to be done from underneath.
See how tight they are.
Yeah. This has 17 millimeters. It can be reached from the top, but it's quite an awkward. It's almost impossible to film. So you get the idea. Look the hands of the mechanic. So you have to fiddle in there somehow and try to remove it.
somewhere for me to hook the engine, but it's not very feasible, so I'm going to put the jack to hold it. See how I've got these?
Okay.
I hook it up, because when you undo that engine, man,
It's gonna
the
fall
engine's
down.
going to drop.
Yes, 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 yes.
But there's nowhere feasible for it to
hold.
for you to grab it.
Right, so guys, basically you hear what's happening here is when the engine mount is taken off, and if you don't secure the engine somehow, it's gonna fall down. So either you can secure it from the bottom somehow, or from the top with a kind of like a rope hanging from the top of your garage or workshop or whatever. Because when those bolts coming out, everything is gonna go down, and you don't wanna be a part of it. So car is going up now. Wheels need to be come off.
Drive shaft bolt as well.
Right, so the two hose need to be taken off, and then that screw as well for the drive shaft.
It's locking.
Yeah,
So they lock
yeah.
them up.
A little lock there, which you have to use that special tool to take it off. So it's right here basically. That's it. Guys, this is the ABS sensor. So it comes in here, the wire for the ABS sensor. Of course, the sensor is it's right here. Again, that little plastic. Brake pipe.
That's the brake pipe, the two bolts that hold the shock, the hub onto the shock.
Yeah.
Need to come off.
That needs to come off as well next. Works.
That with the copper and you don't damage the thread.
Yeah. So use a copper hammer to make sure
that doesn't work, there's an alternative.
Didn't seem to move. Of course, this is not the youngest car in the world. That's the ABS sensor. So guys, if you give that a few blows with that copper hammer, it's not coming out, then use the special tool, because you will be mushrooming the shaft, and then you create a lot of problems for yourself. So this is the setup, and now it should come out. So this is a hub puller. You can check on the internet, get yourself one, and of course here's your CV joint with the boot. So that's also a video not just for the gearbox, but for that matter also if you want to change the CV joint, because this is the same procedure for that too. So obviously don't take the air filter off if you want to change the CV joint, but I'm just saying, you know. Right, so the gearbox will need to be drained now, and then the shaft can be pulled out right away. So that's one side. That's it. Give it a couple of gentle blows.
I'm going to pull it out and then we click it back.
But the oil needs to be drained first, otherwise it's going to come all fall on your drain on your floor. So that's where the screw is. You will be able to see it from here much better, I think. Right there. No. Let's see now. That's it. For 50 mil? Oh no, that's a
3/8 ratchet.
3/8 ratchet. All the oil comes out. 2 to 2.5 liters. Oil is coming out. Yeah, you can see. And now the drive shaft can be pulled out. Give it a little push. Off you go. Just popped out quite nicely. Awesome. Ah! That's it. Drive shaft will be put on side. Little issue with the drive shaft. It was kind of popped out.
go one way. Copper hammer.
So it's back in now. As you can see, it should move. The boot was completely overstretched, so that could have been the reason that that the gearbox was damaged. Because that needs to have this flexibility to turn, but if you pull it completely out, that's bad. That's not right. So after this is all done and this bled, make sure you put back the nut or the screw. Otherwise you fill up with oil and it's gonna go all on the floor. I know it's kind of common sense, but I say just in case you were to forget it.
Safety lock.
Safety lock comes out, nut comes out, plenty of WD-40. Again, same scenario. Bash it with a copper hammer a couple of times, heavy blows. If not, then you have to use the other tool. This is how it's supposed to be. This is how it's supposed to be, straightforward. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Make sure you have the tools ready. Again, there's the little pin for the ABS sensor. If they broke, don't worry about it. You can cable tie it back because it's perishing from its age-related issues. Put that through, and then remove those bolts. It's exactly the same as on the other wheel, of course, but I film it for good measure. And that should just nice and gently pull out. There was an issue with the other one, as you've seen, but it pops out nicely. Let it go. All right. And now just go underneath and again just push it out. Right, guys, and this is the proper way to do it. You know, if your office is a garage, you just take a golf seat, make a little trolley for it, and you're laughing. You can hang around here for ages. Right, and it will be pulled out from here again with that big screwdriver or like a metal. What's the name of that thing? What's the name of that thing used for the other to push it out a little bit? That big huge thing.
Sure.
No. That stuff there. Yeah, that's the one.
Lever.
With the lever, just put that lever in there, and just gently push it out again. Don't force anything. It should come nice and sweet and gently. Look at that. That's it. And on this one, we didn't have any problems. So all the boots are fine. They're not overstretched, as you can see. This is how it's supposed to look like, and if you check out the other video, this bit was completely overstretched for no particular reason.
I'm going to have to remove this bracket so we can get to that bolt.
Right.
Bellows bolt there.
Yeah, bracket needs to be removed so it gives access to the bolt underneath it. Yeah, so that bracket needs to come off. Otherwise, there's no you want access to the screw box.
Two on top.
It's another screw. I don't have the access here with the video, but you will get if you're literally underneath the car, you will see what's going on. This is the bracket removed, and now there is access to the screws.
Mounting as well.
Yeah.
Screws are from behind.
So that mounting needs to come off. Screwed from behind as well. So those are the screws. It's very difficult to film for me in this from this position, but when you're back in there, it will be very obvious what's done. It's a bit of awkward placing because those nuts are from the back, but there are two or three screws in the back. I don't know how much can you see, but there's no other way for me to film, so this one needs to be removed as well. Obviously it's attached to the yeah.
Can you see
Yeah,
the
yeah.
screw there?
Oh yeah, that is down now. I have a perfect shot here. Thank you for the mechanic to make this happen. And you can, the small gun you can maybe operate from the top, but or you just take a spanner. Those two screws need to be removed. A little bit of an awkward access, I must admit, but this is what it is. But that's a perfect shot now. You guys get a great idea what's happening here. Just bit by bit that will be removed, both screws, so it releases part of the gearbox. You can use a gun, of course, if you have it. If not, then just use a spanner. Will take a little while with the spanner, but you know, if you have to use what you've got basically. So those are the two screws going into this tray. This is the key. You have to hang the engine now, because if you use a jack underneath the car on the sum, then it will be in your way when you take out the gearbox. So hook that in and then all the way up there, and it will hold the engine, so it's not going to fall on your head. Yeah. Hang it up there, and that's how it's done.
Undo that one and the other one.
And everything can be safely undone here, and nothing is going to fall on your head. How cool is that? Watch and learn.
No.
So this is the next screw which will be removed. Big gun is. Right there. That's it. Bolts inside there as well, so I don't know how much view you have, but that's all I can give you. But if you sit underneath it, you have the right angle, you will see it's just completely impossible. I would need a surgical camera to go in there to show you, but I mean you do have to use a little common sense here as well, and I mean generally that always helps anyway. It's a bit of pain in the neck to take them out because there's hardly any excess, so you have to play with it a little bit, but you will get them out eventually. And the mount is now coming out quite nicely.
I'll leave it there anyway, won't bother no one. Yeah. It's attached from the gearbox.
Yeah. So gearbox is off the mount. If it's not coming out, just leave it as is. It's gonna fall out anyway when you take off the gearbox. Now this plastic trim, or whatever it's called, needs to come off, unfortunately. Another pain in the neck. All the way. And also this bit. Okay, some oily water is coming out there. It's just water, I think, or is it oil? Several little pins. One was there, another one there. But as I always say, just use common sense. It's sometimes it's self-explanatory. Explanatory. What a word, if I could say it correctly. Then around here, it's another little bolt in there. So be careful, don't force anything, because this stuff is very old. Some of it is perished, so it's gonna pop very, very easily if you put any force in there. Yeah, so this is one unit, guys. There's a couple of Phillips screws as well. One on the left, one on the right, and then the whole mount comes off. Again, be careful, don't to break it, because it's can be very. What I look at. Is it better from that side to film?
It's up to you.
No, I think I see more. Oh yeah. So those two screws needs to be removed as well, as you can see.
Over there, so I know
Yeah.
it's for there.
Yeah.
See that one?
can't really see this screw properly. Oh, right, thank you very much. Off you go. So those are the 3 screws need to release. It's quite awkward to use the gun, because if I give you this angle you will see what the problem is here. So but of course with a push tool you can make it happen. Some of the tools I will be linking in the description. Quality Mechanics, using snap-on, most of them. Very expensive stuff, but it comes with lifelong warranty, and tool which not really letting you down. That bracket needs to be removed. This is a top view now. You see the mechanic's fingers. Right, you just seen it. You see the tool on it. That needs to come off. Yeah, it's coming off, as you can see. It's a bit awkward, but again, patience. Yeah. So please do study the video first before you start this job. It's not... That's it. So 3 screws removed. Those are attaching the gearbox to the engine.
So I'm going to do the engine mount from the top.
So also recommend guys, if you don't know which screw is going where, take pictures of it, mark the screw. If it takes you ages to change, it doesn't matter, because when you put it together you won't know which screw goes where. It's a pain in the neck. So if you're not experienced, take that screw, take a picture of it, write down on a piece of paper, measure the screw, make sure, because it's not that, you know, it's not that straightforward. Yeah.
I'll have to undo it from there, because it'll be catching, isn't it?
Yeah. came off, so that as you can see the gearbox is completely free now, almost hanging in the air. Just drop down. You can see that the pilot screw there, here. And there is that screw which needs to be removed right there.
Starter motor one on this side as well. There's 2 bolts at least.
Right. There's a couple of bolts up there as well. So this bracket needs to be also removed. Don't know how much you can see there with that screw, but sometimes it's completely impossible to go in there with the camera. So you get an idea whereabouts it is. I hope you can see it. I put the whole camera inside this now. That's the best view I can show you right now. It's a couple of very awkward screws there, guys, so please stay focused. You will be able to see it when you're underneath it yourself, but with the camera there's no way I can go that deep, and I can't show anything from the top either, so this is what you have to put up. Right, guys, so I found the right angle now. Look at where his hands are. Those are the screws. It's the where to start the motor. That's it, now I've got it. Thank you very much, perfect. So you've got here tutorial beyond belief. This is better than manufactured, like in the factory themselves. Awesome. No excuse. Perfect. Awesome. So that bracket needs to come off, that 10mm ratchet. So Honda Jazz 2007 1.2 liters. I suppose it will be pretty much the same on the 1.4 liters as well, maybe a bit of a bigger gearbox, bigger engine, or just the bits and bobs inside are different. Maybe the size is the same, I don't know, but this is a 1.2. Off you go, and that's the flywheel. You can see right there. Right, guys, so this is where the magic happens now. Last bolt holding the whole thing, and now we have to get ready because it's gonna drop down.
It's never been up. sometimes it just glues itself on the...
Yeah, can't see anything here, but Steve,
Yeah,
sorry mate,
that one's off.